Autumn is in the air. The pumpkins are in the patch. And our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when you're grooming. If you know what I'm saying, make sure you're keeping things fresh this fall with the leaders in male grooming. Their brand new 4th generation performance package is the bomb.com. You guys know I was one of the first to use the Lawnmower 4.0, and I am fresh as can be. Boys, get ready for cuffing season like no other. Ready to take a leapfrog in fall with Manscaped. Join the 2 million men worldwide, including me, one of the first to use the Manscaped by using Manscaped. Check this out. If you go with our code, you get 20% off. Yes, 20% off. 20 Warriors. Warrior! You landed on the Coach JV podcast. This is a raw, authentic podcast helping you understand the power you have inside of you to accomplish great things. I'm just going to warn you, if you're sensitive, this is not the podcast for you. But if you're ready to rise, let's go. Warriors, rise! Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Coach JB podcast. We talk about motivation, health, and life. I'm your host, Coach JB, your top health and mindset coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, let's go deep. Let's go deep, Warriors. Okay. Let's go deep into this. I want you to think about this for just a moment. I'm seeing a lot of people stressed. A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people continually get sick over and over again. A lot of people are super out of their original character, who they're supposed to be. Relationships are being destroyed. People are gaining weight. People are losing their jobs. People can't focus at work. People are picking sides. And I want you to think about this I just want you to take this perspective for just a moment. This may help you, because this is how I came to a neutrality state, right? And this is why I always say I'm not about left. I'm not about right. I'm not about up, down. I'm just about being a human being, right? Just being me. Think about this for just a moment. Before someone becomes a human being, they come from spirit into this world, wherever you think we come from, right? So children come into this world, and imagine if a bunch of children came into the world and they were all put into a room, right? Some are black, white, Asian, whatever, wherever they're from, they all come into one room, right? They all look a little bit different, but they all have their special fingerprints, special DNA. They come from a bloodline. And if there was no outside prejudice, outside direction, if there was no what we give them, imagine what would happen. Okay, they wouldn't have a religion. Okay, they wouldn't have left or right. They wouldn't have a political party. What they would actually do is, and this is what I believe has happened in society, in my opinion. But just hear me out. And this is how I've developed freedom and what I'm going to help people do in my subconscious mind. That's what I think is going to happen. So they would all use their special innate talents, because there would be no influence, and they would evolve into who they're supposed to be, and they would work together. One would shoe horses, the other one would grow corn, maybe the one was good at math, and they would all work together to make sure that they survived, and they would thrive. Okay. So what's happened is, as we've grown up in this system, at some point, somebody got an ego and started to understand that if you can confuse and turn human beings against each other, and you can get them to pick sides, that you can take control. That's a fact. So if you can get people to pick sides, left, right, up, down, 49ers, Raiders, if you can get them into the Coliseum and get them confused, just like they did in the Roman days, giving them free alcohol, watching just like football, right? Get them into the stadium and have them focused on that. Get them into their TV and have them watch reality shows. Get them focused on left, right, Biden, Trump, who's right, who's wrong, vaccine, no vaccine, coronavirus, what is happening, right? Russia versus China, China versus America. They're the enemy. Afghanistan versus whatever. We pull out of Afghanistan. I mean, it's a fucking nightmare, Warriors. But really think about this. Because someone's in Afghanistan or China or Russia, they are different than us. Because someone's in Vietnam, they are different than us. And I have respect for I served my country. I went into the military, okay? And so I'm not saying this isn't about disrespecting people who served our country. This is about getting back to understanding that we are human beings. All of us are human beings. Yes, it's okay for us to have different belief systems. Yes, it's okay for us to have different likes and dislikes. Yes, it's okay for some people to have an allergy to food and someone not to have an allergy to food, but it's not okay for people to take what makes us special, destroy it, suppress us, confuse us, and then get us to fight against each other as they change the whole system. Excuse me. So I'm going to tell you guys in the next 5 to 6 years to 10 years, excuse me, I'm just going to keep putting this out there. It's going to be completely different. Your world is going to be completely different. The way you do your finances, the way you interact with your spouse, partner, loved one, the way that you date, the way that you buy a car, everything you do is going to be completely different. So until you start to recognize that we are just human beings and there really is no argument, that is the path to peace. The path to peace is to become love, to become wealthy internally, to become happy, to be undepressed or not depressed, right? The reason why people are so depressed because their body is trying to fight out of the character that they created because of social media, because the left, the right, everybody's grabbing onto something. Think about September 11th. It was just last Saturday, right? We're still grabbing onto the identity of that. And it was a great day because the energy picks up and people are proud to be an American. But what happens, warriors, whatever your belief system is, in order to control the people, you have to confuse the people. In order to change a system, you have to get them to look another way. And when they're looking the other way, you slowly and methodically change the system and you get them to think that they're the problem. And once they believe they're the problem, you come up with a solution. Narcissists do it in every single relationship. Some of you may be with a narcissist. You know, when you first met it, they loved everything about you. And then all of a sudden, you're the problem. You're always sad. You're always angry. Oh, you spend too much. You do this. You do that. You do this. And they're whittling away at your spirit, at your happiness, at your joy because they don't want you to be happy. They want you to be at a low vibration like them. And so they chip away at you from their iniquities, bring you down to their level. And once they get you to their level, they confuse the living shit out of you and they turn it on you to make you think you're the problem. And then they trap you. And they make you think you're not worth it. They make you think you're not worthy. They make you think you don't have freedom. They make you think that you can't do your own finances. It's the exact thing that's happening to every single human being right now in America specifically and all over the world. And so what happened is I broke free from the system. I finally broke free. I don't worry about left. I don't worry about right. Do I watch what's going on and pay attention? I hear it. I understand it. And I'm not going to feed into it. I will react when it comes to me. But it probably won't come to me because of the freedom that I experience. I have lived a totally different paradigm than most people the last 18 months to 2 years. And I bring these things up because this is possible for you. Because if you're constantly arguing about the V, you're constantly arguing about, I get that. I totally get it. You know, stuff that's happening in Australia, of course, I have not taken the vaccine. People keep asking me. But here's the thing. It's not that I'm an anti-vaxxer. I didn't take the flu shot. My kids don't take the flu shot. Every time we go into the doctor, like, well, they look at me cross-eyed because I don't give my kids a flu shot. So that's my stance. Why would I give them a vaccine if I don't give them a flu shot? So it's not like I changed my sentiment based on anything, facts, figures, numbers, logic. I didn't give them a flu shot because I don't believe in the flu shot. I think my kids are healthy. I feed them well. We eat pretty damn good. You know, even my son, you know, he's in a fasted state. I don't feed him until he's hungry. And so I'm hoping that I could get to a couple people and help you open up your mind to stop arguing. Because all you're doing is hurting yourself. The best way to become is to be. If you want to be free, then feel free. If you want to be rich, then feel rich. If you want to be wealthy, then become healthy. And once I became wealthy and healthy and mentally sound internally and aligned my body, all of a sudden the wealth started to chase me. Because warriors, we are just human beings. And think about this for just a moment. What did Jesus do about 3 days before he was murdered? He was flipping over tables, going after the money changers. He went after their ego, their money, and their power. And guess what happened? They killed him. Martin Luther King started to go after the power structure. What did they do? They killed him. JFK, he started to challenge the Federal Reserve and the banking system. What did they do? They killed him. So warriors, if you can't see that you're stuck in a system that is rigged against you, only if you don't wake up. It's just a fact, warriors. This is where we're at. Now, some of you may believe this, some of you may not. But once I shifted my brain to understand that I am free, And I started to focus on assets, not liabilities. Started buying things that I need, not that I want, and started putting them into assets that would generate money back to me. My whole life changed. The game is very simple once you learn the money game, Warriors. Now, it's not about money, it's about freedom, because the money that I'm receiving now is giving me the ability to create resources so that I can free as many people as possible. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We're going to start to really dive into the mindset wars, because it's about shifting our mindset right now so we can protect our family. I love you guys very, very much. As we always say, Warriors, rise. If you want help getting your shit together, Warriors, click the link down below in the description of this podcast. Join the 120-day challenge. Subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, workouts, nutrition, and access to my portfolio, access to my crypto team, the research team. If you get in and you get confused, you can set one-on-ones with my research team, with our technical analysis team. We have you all supported all around for crypto, mindset, and generational wealth building. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Get your shit together. Let's go.
You are currently listening to a podcast on the Age of Radio podcast network, Age of Radioverse, the podcast network for everyone. If you enjoy this podcast, then you may enjoy one of the other podcasts part of Age of Radioverse. You can see them all at ageofradio.org. If you like true crime, check out Mysterious Circumstances, a podcast that deep dives into the unsolved and interesting with an unpolished and unscripted pirate radio sound. If you like a conversational-style podcast with mysterious stuff, you'll love it. If you like the paranormal, then check out our Dark Windows. Dark Windows is hosted by two Kevins, and they are just two enthusiastic idiots talking about the paranormal, cryptids, serial killers, and the darker side of history. Maybe true crime and the paranormal aren't your thing, or you want to branch out? Then maybe try What Were They Thinking, where Nathan and Brendan discuss truly awful movies while trying to keep their sanity intact. There is something for everyone on Age of Radioverse, the Age of Radio podcast network. Find your next favorite podcast at ageofradio.org. Once again, that's ageofradio.org. Happy listening.